YouTube, back with another video. Tonight, I just want to go over some tips and hints that are really going to help you guys save some money when it comes to collecting your Halloween props and animatronics. I had to learn the hard way with a lot of these things, so I just want to share the information with you guys and try to make this video quick, but it's just a lot of information to share. So I know a lot of times we don't have the attention spans to watch long videos on YouTube, but I assure you and promise you that this will save you guys some money. So I had to learn the hard way, but once I started to get the hang of it, I was able to save a lot of money. Now, I will say this, going into this, you really have to know how to negotiate prices. You have to spend a lot of time monitoring, the big box stores who sell these items, and websites such as Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, and things of that nature. Maybe even Craigslist may have a few once in a blue moon. eBay I would stay away from because everyone sells their stuff at ridiculous prices on eBay. So just stay away from that. But you can find some good deals on there. So I'll kind of want to separate this into two sections: buying new versus buying old, and that's what the video is mainly going to be about today. I have other tips and hints and other ways to save money when buying these items, but the buying new versus old is really the most important thing. So I'll jump right into it, and the first thing I'm going to start off with is buying new. So right now, unless you just plan on spending a ridiculous amount of money on some of the more professional props, such as things that are made by, let's say, Distortions Unlimited, a lot of us don't have that type of money who are everyday, collectors. A lot of people don't have the money to just drop $600 on, some of those props by the professionals. So a lot of us go to the big box stores, and those include Home Depot. I'm speaking about Lowe's. I'm speaking about Party City, and of course, Spirit Halloween. Those are the major ones I'm going to talk about today. There are others, but for the most part, these are the more popular ones that a lot of people buy their Halloween decor and animatronics from. So I want to go into those first. One of the things that I recommend that you first need to decide, if you're new to this, you have to be very careful, because you can end up spending a lot of money in a way that is unnecessarily, because a lot of times this gets addicting. The hunting down these items and just finding things that you have always been wanting. You just want more and more and more. You just keep wanting to find, certain things, or you just find ridiculous deals to the point where you're just like, you know what, it's so cheap, I have to buy it. And then other issues arise, like storage space and things of that nature. But right now we're going to focus mainly on the money, trying to save you guys money. So when it comes to buying new animatronics, one of the things that you have to realize is most of these stores do not have sales on these items until maybe 1 or 2 weeks before Halloween, and that's if it just varies year to year. But most times they don't sell these items on sale until a couple of days around the Halloween holiday, and of course right after Halloween. That's when pretty much everything will go on sale. So with that being said, Home Depot, you basically, the only coupon you're going to be able to get, or discount you're going to be able to get, is a 10% military discount. Unless there's something wrong with the item and you can call customer service or call a manager at the store, and they might drop a discount for you if there was something that you had to return and exchange or things of that nature. But more than likely, 10% is probably going to be the best that you're going to get. And that's if you're military, or if you have a friend or family member who can buy it for you with their military discount. It's pretty much all you're going to get. But the good thing about Home Depot is they start selling their products earlier than anyone else. This year, Home Depot started selling their 12-foot skeleton and 12-foot Inferno pumpkin, what they call the halfway to Halloween event. So whatever date that was. I think it was in May, I believe. Whatever the halfway to Halloween date is, that's when it went live on Home Depot's website. They were the only ones that were selling, animatronics at that time. Of course, Spirit Halloween has it on their website all the time, but I'm talking about for the new year. They brought those out pretty early. Spirit Halloween did a halfway to Halloween event as well, and they brought out some new animatronics for their website. So, but right now we're just talking about discounts. So Home Depot, the most you're probably going to get is 10%. Lowe's, the same thing, 10% military discount. So if you are military or have friends or family who are military, that's pretty much all you're going to be able to get. Spirit Halloween, of course, is the infamous 20% off coupon that's always floating around on the website, which is not hard to get at all. More than likely, you can use that for their animatronics or anything, actually. You can use it for any one item. But the thing about that is you can only use it on one item. So if you buy multiple things at one time, you have to basically make multiple transactions if you want to continuously use that coupon. Spirit also comes out from time to time with a buy one, get one 50% off for their Halloween decor, but that does not include animatronics. So keep that in mind. But that coupon usually expires and it's not as easily to find as the 20% off coupon is. And what else we have? Party City has a 15% off coupon that you can use, but you have to sign up for their email and their text alerts. Now, the thing about that is, yes, if you're going to buy an animatronic and spend $500 at Party City for one, the 15% definitely is going to help. But to give that access to your phone, that's a big deal to me personally. It's one thing to give them your email, but you only get the coupon if you give them your email and your phone number so they can text you things. And that I really don't like. But money is money. So if you want to save some money, that's how you get the 15% off with Party City. Now, there's other online websites like orientaltrading.com, halloweencostumes.com, Halloween Express. There's multiple websites out there that sell Halloween props and animatronics. I'm not going into all of those, but usually on those websites, you can find anywhere from 10 to 15% off discounts from time to time. And I've seen some go up to 20 to 25%. So keep those things in mind as well. So you can get some discounts here and there, but for the most part, a lot of this stuff is not going to go on sale or not going to be discounted when it comes to coupons and such. Now, so with that being said, that's how you save a little bit of money with the coupons. And again, we're talking about buying new animatronics. So another thing that you have to keep in mind is some of these animatronics are going to be very popular and they're going to sell out. There will be short bursts of restocks, but a lot of them won't come until later on towards the fall. And as soon as they drop, they usually sell out for the more popular items. So for example, the 12-foot skeleton usually sells pretty well. The 12-foot Inferno pumpkin sells pretty well. And those things hold their value as well. They even after Halloween, I don't think they go on sale. Those particular two. Most of the other Home Depot animatronics will. Lowe's, pretty much everything goes on sale at Lowe's. Spirit is hit or miss with their animatronics. Some go on sale, some don't. And then when it comes to Party City, that I haven't seen them. I've seen them go on sale, but it's not like half off or anything deep discounted. They may knock $50 off, maybe $100 off on some of their more expensive ones, but it's not like they take huge discounts like Home Depot and Lowe's, where a lot of times it may drop to 50% off. So I say that to say this: if it's an animatronic that you just must have for that particular season, that's new and you have to have it, I get it. We all have that urge, and so you're going to spend mostly retail price or get a very small discount for that. But if you can wait, the best thing to do is to buy your products when they go on sale for next Halloween. And that brings us into the next topic is basically, can you wait this thing out? There are some people who just can't wait Halloween out. I'm pretty much the type where I will display last year's lineup for Halloween, and then I'll buy the current year's lineup once it goes on sale for next Halloween. And that's going to save you a lot of money. If you go out here and you just start spending on everything that came out this year while it's still regular price, you're going to be spending thousands of dollars for these things. So for example, when Home Depot dropped the archway this year, the Bone and Skull archway, when they dropped the skull stack They came back out with the pumpkin stack, and then they dropped, Lily the Witch. They also dropped, what else was cool? They brought back the Spider. There was so much that I wanted this year that it was just insane. The Boogeyman was cool. The Fisherman was cool. The 12-foot Ghost was cool. But me personally, I just can't drop $3,000-$4,000 on all of these things. The 13-foot Jack Skeleton was cool, but I can wait for all of this to go on sale. And the thing about this particular year is Home Depot is in particular has dropped more product this year than ever before. There was way more than enough inventory for everyone to buy in store this year than it has been I've seen in the last couple of years. Last year, it seemed like there was a shortage and everything sold out very quickly. This year, there's been an overabundance of all these products, whether on the website or whether in stores, especially here in the state of Florida. All of my Home Depots were flooded with these things. There was nothing that I couldn't buy when I walked into the store. Now, right now, it's close to October, so a lot of that stuff has sold out now. But for the past month, anytime I walked in the store, there was pretty much anything that you could buy. The only thing that sold out quick that was hard to get here was Lily the Witch. And when it first started stocking up in stores, you could find them pretty regular. Maybe after the first 2 weeks, then they just disappeared. But other than that, anything else I was able to find with no problem. So a lot of times this has to deal with being patient and whether or not you can wait it out for next year. As far as Lowe's and Home Depot, again, after Halloween or close to it, they would drop the majority of their stuff will be 50% off. Things like, but certain things that are licensed and certain things that are very popular won't go on sale. So you have to keep that in mind. I'm not saying everything will, but some things will. So keep those things in mind when doing your shopping as well. Do you actually have to have it this year or not? Or can I wait it out? Now, the things that sold out, like Lily the Witch, when that animatronic dropped and we saw how realistic she looked, I already knew this thing was not going to go on sale. This thing is going to sell out before it gets to that point. So those kind of animatronics, those kind of things that are like super cool and everyone's really talking about it and everyone's really hype about it, it's going to sell. Now, the good thing about Home Depot, and one of the cool things about Home Depot is if you go on their website, they have an actual counter for what's in stock for each animatronic or prop or anything dealing with Halloween, or all of their products actually. So you can actually see what stores have what, how many are at the warehouse, all of that. That's a key factor. And matter of fact, let me show you that. Let me pull this up online real quick. I don't know how this is actually going to look when I do this, but let me see. All right, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. You really need to make sure you understand how to use the Home Depot counter. So I'm just going to show you, for example, this is current. And I'm just going to go to, let's just say Jack Skeleton, right? $3.99 is not on sale. So right here in my local store, it's showing, well, this is not my local store, but this is showing there's 8 in the store currently. But if I wanted to get this delivered, right? If I wanted to get this thing delivered, they have 3,154. When this first dropped, I think online, it was at 4,000 and something. So within the last maybe 2 or 3 months, this thing has only sold 1,000 units and they still have 3,000 left. So what that tells me is this thing is going to go on sale after Halloween. I don't know for sure because it's a Disney licensed product, so it may or may not. But my thing is that, hey, it actually might do it. Now let's go to, let's say for example, the Ghost. All right, the Ghost, $349. There's 2,099 of these still in stock. So this is going to go on sale for half off. This thing has not hardly sold any units at all. It has. It sold about 1,000 because I remember when it was up to 3,000 something. But there's still plenty left. The Witch right now. The Witch, I see 357 left. So this is hit or miss. This might sell out. It might not sell out. I don't think it will. I think it'll be 50% off. Marsh Monster right now, it's only showing 6. So this guy probably won't make it on sale. Let's see. What else was probably high in demand? Oh, the Predator of the Night. Let's see how much is left with Predator. Okay, 8.8. All right, so he's probably not going to go on sale. He'll probably sell out. Skeleton sold out. Lily sold out. Let's go to... What else was it like? Okay, the Swamp Scarecrow. Okay, nope. Swamp Scarecrow is gone. Interesting. Let's see. Sister of Souls. Nope. 4. Nope. So Sister of Souls probably won't make it long. But let's just look at this animated skeleton. All right, there's 53. So he may or may not make it when it goes on sale. Not really sure. We'll see. And what else? Oh, I know what was one that the THD 3000. So there's 583 of these available, right? When this thing dropped online, there was, I believe, 590 something. So I think 10 of these actually sold since this thing is dropped. More than likely, this thing is going to go on sale. So there's a way that you can actually see it. You can monitor the website and just see what's selling, what's not selling, and that'll let you know whether really to wait it out or not. It's really kind of up to you, but I'm just letting you know, hey, this can help by looking at these counters on here. So keep those things in mind when you're actually trying to buy your animatronics, because that will let you know what you may need to try to wait it out and see. And once the numbers get low, if you really want that item, then go ahead and buy it before it goes out of stock. But some things you have to be quick on and buy, once the drop hits, because it can be difficult to get, such as Lily the Witch. Now, with Spirit Halloween, when it comes to their inventory, you just never really know. Some things sell out, some things come back and restock, then they sell out again. It just really depends with Spirit Halloween. So they don't have a counter, so it's really hit or miss. What you kind of need to check for is some of the forums that Spirit Halloween has, some of the group chats and things of that nature. A lot of times you'll have people who work for Spirit Halloween in those group chats, and they can tell you what's limited, what's not. That's how I found out, for example, the Crypt Keeper was very limited this year. I didn't know that at first, and I was waiting for him to try to go down in price. He sold out twice. But you have to be quick to the draw with some of these things. The Martian Warrior, I do have that. It's sold out, which I kind of had an idea that one was going to sell out, but you still really never know. But it's good to get information in some of those Spirit Halloween forums. Lowe's can be hit or miss as well. The thing about Lowe's is you just really got to monitor what's kind of been cool and what's been selling in store. That's kind of the way that I check. I knew the skeleton was going to be, I'm sorry, not the skeleton. I knew the 12-foot scarecrow was going to be the most popular one this year. And the Groundbreaker zombie, the one that was like $600, I knew that one wasn't going to sell because it's just too expensive. So I expect that one to go on sale. And then Party City is hit or miss. The thing about Party City, their animatronics are just super expensive, and a lot of people just don't have $500 for some of those 12-footers and things of that nature. They do have reasonable price ones though, like the Ice Cream Clown and things of that nature this year that are only like $200. And some of their ones on their websites are reasonable, but almost all of their 12-footers are like $500, and it's just a lot of money to spend. There's you could get 2 good props for the price of what Party City sells. So, those are, I don't really look at those like that as far as Party City animatronics that sell out, because I'm just not paying those amounts for some of their taller ones. I just think they're overpriced. Some of them do go on sale, but they do sell out pretty quick, and sometimes it's just hard to get some of the Party City ones on there. And what else is it? So that's about it for the big box stores on there. So I would keep an eye out for the inventory, check the numbers, check to see what's popular, and check the forums to see what's selling. And that'll let you know whether or not when to buy, whether to wait it out, which can save you money in the long run, or buy now because it's going to sell out and you really want that item, and you're trying to get it before it sells out. Now, The next thing when it comes to buying new animatronics is understanding the warranty. I think it's very important to understand what is what the warranty for each animatronic or prop that you're buying. So Home Depot currently has a 90-day warranty for their products. So if you buy this 3 months in advance before Halloween, more than likely you can take it back. And most stores have been very customer service friendly with returns. I've returned, I think, 3 of them this year. Actually 2 had problems, and the other one I just didn't want it after I decided. I just changed my mind. And you have that right to do so. So keep the receipts, take a picture of the receipt in case you lose the paper receipt, or email it to yourself at the store. And just understanding the return policy is very important, because some of these things will have problems straight out the box. Spirit Halloween, I love Spirit Halloween, but they have a lot of problems with their animatronics. And nowadays, I don't even buy anything from Spirit Halloween unless I know if it breaks, I can use it as a static prop and don't even have a care in the world. So for example, the Martian Warrior, once it breaks and it doesn't move anymore and it doesn't make those sounds, I'm completely okay with using it as a static prop. So that's why I bought it. But some animatronics, I really want them to be used for what they're built for. So for example, let's say the Swamp Fisherman from Home Depot. He rocks in his chair and he tells stories, and the fish lights up and the fish moves and all of that stuff. If it's just a static prop, he's in a rocking chair, he's not rocking, he's not talking, and the fish isn't moving, like, it just takes away from the whole prop. So if that breaks, no, I don't really want that anymore. So and this is just my opinion. So I recommend only buying things from Spirit Halloween if you know that you're okay with something breaking, because more than likely Spirit Halloween has, to me, more problematic issues with their animatronics than any other store. And sometimes it can be difficult getting parts, and sometimes they can't repair it or fix it at all, and you're stuck with it. And I've been in that situation numerous times. I've had more Spirit Halloween animatronics break on me than any other store. And actually, from my understanding, Spirit Halloween is supposed to keep 3 years worth of parts, but then I found out that that's not always true. And so for a lot of my props, I ended up selling them, because selling them broken, for a discounted price, of course, because I couldn't get them fixed. So I only buy from Spirit Halloween if I know it's okay if they break, and I use them as static props. So keep that in mind with Spirit Halloween's warranties, because you might want to return something from there if something breaks and you just don't want to deal with that hassle of using their Dr. Zombie service. I would just make sure you understand the return policy there for sure. And then with Lowe's, the same way. Lowe's, a lot of their products just aren't as higher quality, in my opinion, as even the Party City or the Home Depot animatronics and props. So you make sure you want to know their policy as well. I want to say theirs is a 30-day return, but you just want to make sure and check you understand their policy as well. And then Party City, I believe, is a 30-day as well. But of course, all of this changes around the time it gets closer to Halloween. So for example, they'll tell you, especially at Spirit Halloween, when you check out, they'll let you know exactly when the return date is, when the exchange deadline is, and how long you actually have when it gets closer to Halloween. Because as it gets closer to Halloween, all bets are off, and some of those policies change because they don't want to have to deal with any returns or anything, as it gets close to it or after Halloween. So keep those in mind. That's going to save you some money as well. Make sure you keep that receipt. Take a picture of the receipt. Email yourself the receipt, because I guarantee you, if you're a true collector and you're buying multiple things from different stores, you will have some returns from time to time. And so you have to understand those policies to make sure that you save some money there as well. Now, another thing about buying new, of course, is when you buy something new, you're going to get majority of the time, I would say 98% of the time, you're going to get all the pieces and parts. You're going to get everything that you need. Usually everything is working out of the box. So that is a big plus when buying new. And we'll talk about why it's a big con when buying used. So you don't have to worry as much as far as something not working or something missing. when you buy new. And even if you do, then you have the receipt for the return or the exchange and things of that nature. Uh, Also understand the customer service with some of these props. Home Depot, a lot of times they will try to work with you if you're having issues with your items, but a lot of times you do have to have the receipt, proof of purchase. Same thing with Spirit Halloween and Party City, and I believe, well, I don't really buy a lot of stuff from Lowe's when it comes to Halloween animatronics and props, but I'm sure it's the same way with them as well. You just need to work with them, make sure you have proof of purchase, and you should be, okay with that. Now, so that pretty much concludes buying new. Buying used. When you're buying animatronics that are used from people who are selling on Craigslist or OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace and things of that nature, which you can find some incredible deals. I have found incredible deals buying used props and animatronics for Halloween. And I have seen even more incredible deals that I passed up on because I just ran out of storage space. So for example, and a lot of people, when I talk in the forums, are like, there's no way you found that for that price. Like, I have no reason to lie to you. I found the pirate ship sold by Home Depot, used for one season. A lady was moving out of state, was selling it for $125. I've seen the horse and carriage where I've seen people pay up to $600 to $800 for that thing, go for $125. And these people have 5-star reviews, multiple reviews, all positive, and was just trying to dump it. I didn't buy it at the time because I didn't have space for it, but I didn't know what they were selling for. I don't buy these things to resell or make money, but knowing what I know now, I definitely would have bought both of those if I would have had the space. And I definitely would have sold them for a profit, and not necessarily to get over on people, but just so I can buy more animatronics for myself to help make up some of the money that I spend on some of these things. So call it what you want. I'm not a reseller, but from time to time, if I can make $50 or so and help someone out get something that they was hard to find or whatever the case may be, then I'll do it. But when buying used, this is one thing that you have to understand first. There's some great deals out there, but you have to be very careful. There's also some very shady people, and there's a lot of scams on a lot of these websites, especially Craigslist, OfferUp, and Facebook Marketplace. I only buy from people who have 4 to 5-star reviews and who have multiple reviews. So if this is a new person that just created an account, more than likely, I'm not even going to respond to the ad. And even if I spend a certain amount of money, I make sure I go to a public place if it's over $200. If it's under $200, then, I don't mind meeting them at a gas station or a grocery store, things of that nature. But if I'm spending $500 or, $300 or something like that on a particular item, I need to meet you in a public place where there's a lot of people and these people are walking around. Normally I will meet in, a parking lot or maybe even inside a store like Target or things of that nature. So you got to play it safe because, this is a very difficult economy that we're in, and there's a lot of scams and people out there who are trying to play games and, things of that nature. So you got to be careful with that. Another thing that you have to understand is most of these products will not have any warranties. You will not have a receipt more than likely, and there could be damage. Usually I go and try to test the items out before I purchase them. Now, I have a Jeep Wrangler, and my Jeep has an outlet in the back where I can plug these things in, and I make sure that they work. But not everyone has a car that can do that. So my advice is, if you're going to someone's house, ask them to demo it in front of you. If they don't want to meet you there, they want to meet you at a grocery store or whatever the case may be, I would bring something that you can connect it or hook it up to make sure it works, or find some kind of outlet maybe on the outside of the building or something that you can see to make sure that it works. I got burned only once in my years of collecting, and this guy sold me 2 animatronics that he knew were broke from the start. But he drove an hour to meet me actually and sold them to me for such a good price. I couldn't beat it. I actually made my money back by selling them broken, and I actually advertised them as broken, and I got my money back. But again, it was a scam, and after that I made sure every single one of them was plugged in and worked before I actually purchased, because I trusted this guy and he got over on me. So it is what it is. It does happen from time to time. We all lose some from time to time. But I've also won a whole lot with great deals, so I can't complain. Which brings me to this point. There are a lot of great deals to be found. I hit the jackpot a couple of times. One particular person I met, unfortunately, he was selling his home. His wife had just passed. His son had just passed. And he was just trying to get rid of his family tradition of all of his Halloween props and objects. He took me to his storage unit, which ended up being 3 extra large storage units. And when he opened up those storage unit doors, it was just like the glowing light. Ah. I mean, it was just everything you can imagine was in these storage units. And I only had a Jeep. I drove really far to go meet this guy, and I could only fit so much in my Jeep, but I pretty much bought everything I could fit in there. And he was giving me ridiculous deals. And I felt bad because I'm usually a negotiator, but because of the story that he was telling me about his wife, anything he offered me was already at a low good deal. So I didn't even try to negotiate lower. It was like, okay, what do you want for this? I think I got the original Grave Digger, not the new one that came out this year, but the older one. I think I paid $100 for him. That's what he offered me, and I'm sure I could have talked him down to like 70 or 60 if I really wanted to, but I just paid him what he thought it was worth. And I'm not going to tell you everything I got because I'm going to be doing reviews on a lot of these things. So I got some really good deals from this guy. So you can find grails. You can find the ultimate come-ups on some of these sites. But you have to be quick. You have to monitor these sites pretty much at least a couple of times a day. You have to hit these people up ASAP because, trust me, these things sell quick. And if you don't do it quick, I guarantee you it will definitely sell quick. So you really have to pay attention to the websites and constantly monitor what's going on. Another thing that I recommend is not traveling alone when you go meet up with people. Try to have someone with you just in case, because again, these are dangerous times out here. So, you want to be safe and play it smart as well. A lot of times I use Zelle. I do not bring a lot of cash with me, so I highly recommend that you use some type of Cash App, Zelle, or whatever you may use instead of bringing cold cash, because I don't trust that part either. And I usually ask the people up front, is it okay if we do a Zelle transaction? And 9 times out of 10, I've never had a problem with that. But here's the thing also with buying used that you have to understand. Without having that receipt, without having a warranty, not knowing if all the parts are there or not, if you're not familiar with the particular animatronic or prop that you're buying, can be your downfall. Sometimes things end up missing, not necessarily on purpose, but maybe it wasn't packaged right, or maybe it was just lost in transition, or whether in moving and things of that nature. So you do take a risk of having missing parts. You do take a risk of, something not working properly. And I've bought animatronics from people where it would be working for a couple of weeks, and then one day I just go and plug it in, and it just dies right then and there on the spot. So there are risks that you're taking. So this is my advice when buying used. You can find great deals, but I would only buy used if I were you, if you don't mind using it as a static prop if it breaks. So, if something breaks and it's no longer working, does it still look good as a static prop? Because here's what you have to understand. When you set up your yard or your decor, or whether it's indoors or outdoors, and you use a lot of these animatronics and you set all of these things up, people are not going to your yard and triggering and setting off each animatronic. Now, if you have some that are set up near your sidewalk or near your front yard or your driveway, of course people may trigger those because they're closer to where people are looking from a distance. But very few people are like literally walking all through people's yards triggering these things. That's why people set up the lighting and things of that nature to make it look cool from a distance, or they'll get the remotes to try to trigger them off so people can see. But kids just aren't lining up, walking through people's yards. I mean, I'm not saying it never happens, but it doesn't happen as much as you would think. So a lot of times these are just yard displays. So if they move or if they don't move, it really doesn't matter. If the lighting is looking cool on them and it's hooked up right, it's going to give it a cool effect regardless. They don't necessarily have to be moving and making noise for people to enjoy. So my thing is, if you're really stuck on an animatronic moving, and it just has to do what it's built to do, then you may be careful about buying used, because more than likely, everyone doesn't treat their animatronics the same. Some people keep their stuff out in the weather all year long. Some stuff has rust already on it. Some have cracks already on it. Some has sun fading already on it. Sometimes the pictures don't always do it justice. I've gotten things that I've actually had to tell people, no, it's not in as good condition as it looked in the pictures. Because when I got there, it may be dog hair or cat hair all over the animatronic, or it's not moving properly, or it's making a weird sound, but it works, but it's still loud, or the motor sounds like it's about to give out. So buying used isn't always what it seems, but if it's just such a great deal, then I may consider it. So for example, let's just say the Jack Skeleton is $400. If I can find a Jack Skeleton used for $100, I'm going to definitely consider it, whether it's, working or not. And then, because it's still going to be a cool display, even if it's not singing and things of that nature. But if I can find him working in good condition for even half that price, it may be worth it. So you really have to just do your research. You have to make sure that you understand the reality, which is that buying used, you are taking a risk and you're taking a chance. A lot of these things just aren't built with quality like they used to be. You got some props out here that are 20 years old that are still working. Like seriously, I've seen some from the 80s and 90s that are going strong still. But yet we have some that are 1 to 2 years old that are breaking nonstop. And not to say anything bad about, Spirit Halloween, but the flagship store. You watch the videos of everyone who did videos on the flagship opening, all the animatronics that were breaking the same day that the grand opening was happening. When I go to my local Spirit store, I guarantee you half the animatronics they have on display are not working. It's just crazy like that. So the quality in a lot of these things just aren't what they used to be. So you have to keep that in mind as well. Another thing about buying used that you want to make sure that you keep in mind and understand is that a lot of people will buy all of this stuff for Halloween and they'll dump it. So anything that you want, anything that you're trying to find that's hard to get, I promise you, you will be able to find online. No matter if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons ago, you will find it. I thought it was going to take forever to find the man-eating plant. Took like a couple of months, and then I saw multiple ones being sold. Anything that I've been interested in, I've been able to find online. Now, some have been ridiculously priced, and then some have been, a little bit of drive, away to go get it. But for the most part, I found anything that I've been looking for, you will be able to find online. The thing is can you just be patient? Some people just can't be patient. Some people have to have that thing right now. They have to have it for that season. And if that's you, then I understand. But I guarantee you, if you're spending all of this money, let's just say for the Predator of the Night, he's $350. I guarantee you, right after Halloween, if Home Depot doesn't have any to sell to go on half off, there are going to be people who are going to be dumping that thing because it's very difficult to store. I've had 2 of them. I returned one and I sold one. It's not easy to store with those wings. People are not going to have the space for all of that. So the thing is that's when you catch the deals. When they realize they can't store all of this stuff, check after Halloween a month, every day for like the first couple of months, people are going to be dumping that stuff. Also, people are going to be dumping it because Christmas will be coming up. Their focus is now going to be on Christmas and Santa and, all of those decorations. So it's a good time to start looking at Halloween products right after Halloween ends. So yeah, definitely check those out as well. Know what you're buying when you buy used, and know what the retail price was, because some of these guys out here, like, don't ever pay over retail price used. I don't care if it was a popular, like Lily the Witch, even though she's only $250, I'm not spending $400 on Lily the Witch, especially if she's used. You'll find one. You'll find someone out there that's going to be selling it at a reasonable price. Now, the thing is a lot of this has to deal with location as well. Some of you may live in states or cities where you're not going to be able to find a lot of this, as far as a lot of people selling in bulk, like let's say the state of Florida. But So you may have to drive, or you may have to ask family and friends who live in other states, maybe, check those cities and states and see if they can pick up something for you and maybe ship it to you or things of that nature. I got family in multiple states, so I look in Texas, I look in Louisiana, I look in North Carolina, I look in Maryland, DC area, I look in, South Carolina, I look in Georgia, I look in a lot of states where I know California. I look in a lot of states where I know people because I may find a good deal there or find something that's hard to find here, and my friends or family can ship it to me as well. So that's another piece of advice to give. But other than that, guys, that's really what I just kind of want to talk about, was buying new versus buying used. There's pros and cons to each. There's definitely new items that I will buy each year. So for example, like this angel right here, I bought brand new for this year. I think she's worth the price. I think these will sell out before they go on sale. So I think this is worth it. These, the Home Depot crocodile already sold out in stores. This was worth it. I think it was $20. So it's certain things that I definitely will buy because I know it's not going to last. But like things like the Boogeyman, I think is cool, but I think he'll definitely go on sale, or I'll be able to find him for like 100 or 150 after Halloween, things of that nature. The Skull Stack, I think people are going to dump after a while. It's stuff like that that you're going to be able to find at a discounted price. So just keep these tips in mind. I hope they're able to save some money. I hope you guys are able to, make wise decisions based on it, on what I'm basically the information that I'm giving you. And I'm not trying to talk bad about Home Depot, Lowe's, Party City, or Spirit Halloween, but with my experiences, these are just the things that I've went through. I would say Party City and Home Depot definitely make more higher quality products than I would say that Lowe's and Spirit Halloween does. I do think Spirit Halloween has some of the most unique and coolest animatronics because of the ideas behind them. But quality-wise, I think there's just way more issues with those things than the other stores. But it doesn't mean to say that you can't use them for static props. So just keep that in mind when buying. So when it comes, basically my overview, sorry, I keep hitting this thing. Between the two, whether buying new or used, it's really up to you. I do both. I keep a lookout all the time. And just because you see a price used doesn't mean that that's the price. You can usually negotiate and talk people down when it comes to their prices. And if they don't go down, then just wait it out and see how it goes. I guarantee you after a while, some people will start to lower the price when they realize that what they're trying to do is not working and these prices that they have are just ridiculous and they're not going to sell. So other than that, guys, in the comments, you have any questions or, tips for me or want to share any other tips, let me know. But yeah, I hope this helps. Catch you in the next video. Peace.